We all know the airport, it can be a stressful place, from trying to get to your destination on time to rolling with the punches that are just outside of your control, maybe delayed flights. But now Tanya Blanich from the Arts Partnership is here to tell us about Art Works, a series of musical performances from local musicians to relax and maybe raise some spirits while you're traveling. Welcome to our show this morning.
Thanks so much. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. And so just tell us a little bit more about this initiative and how you found the people that we might see performing in the airport.
Sure. About 3 years ago, we started to do art exhibits at the airport over the baggage claim area. And last year, we expanded that to include musical interludes. The airport wants to make people feel comfortable. You're right that it is stressful to travel, no matter what, and especially maybe during a pandemic. And so we have a couple of series a year, and we do a call for artists that goes pretty broadly, but I was surprised during the holidays, we got a lot of interest from MSUM students. And so that kind of put an idea in my head that we would curate the March series to be just about MSUM music students and faculty. And it is a little bit of a first come, first serve when they responded to the call. But then I did curate a little so that we have a nice mix of music.
And so speaking of that nice mix of music, kind of what are some of the different styles or performances that people might see?
Sure. Yesterday we had a singer guitarist, but she's actually a classical guitarist. So she did a lot of picking. It felt very different than your kind of strumming singer-songwriter. We're going to have a jazz duo a little later in March. In 2 weeks, the dean of the College of Arts and Humanities will be playing the cello, classical cello. And so it is, both contemporary and classical and kind of everything in between.
A good mix there as people travel. So how long have you had this partnership going on with Hector International Airport to do this?
So we did launch the musical portion of this last holiday season. And then we did take a break because of COVID. We are feeling pretty comfortable. Our musicians remain masked until they might sing. We've got stanchions out. And of course, the airport is actually, it's got nice tall ceilings. And unlike, say, a club, people are moving through. They're not just sitting there listening to the music. But it's kind of cool. The performers do it in front of the cafe, so people who are eating lunch can have a little musical interlude. And then, of course, people who are waiting in line to go to wherever they're going to through security have the opportunity to hear that. And I will just say, before masks, you'd see people come up the escalator kind of, you could tell they were anxious. And it would always bring a smile to their faces to hear the musicians playing. So it feels like a really special thing to do for people who are traveling. And the employees at the airport love it too.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, I've traveled before and I'm not necessarily worried about everything, but you just kind of tense up a little bit. You have to go through the security and take off your shoes and undo the belt, and it's just kind of a lot to go through. And so real quick here, are there some other collaborations we can maybe expect in the future from the Arts Partnership?
We do have this Artworks program in a lot of venues, but only doing the art exhibits, not the musical performances. We would love to do more. The performers are really starved for gigs. Many of them have not played anything since last March. So even doing a 45-minute gig in front of the cafe at the airport is a big deal. So we would really welcome people who are interested in the possibility of showing off what our local musicians and artists have to offer.
And I also think that the general public is kind of starving for that live music, that connection with the person who's making the music as well. So yeah,
Absolutely.
great stuff going on. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much. Take care.
You as well. Coming up here on today's show, we have your daily dose of motivation.